estás? Welcome back. I am the Sovereign and this is my court. I have been seeing many people trickling into the kingdom in our Discord chat below. The links are in the description box. If you ever want to come, hang out, talk about pageants, talk to me. I'm in there every day. We talk about pageants every day. People are dropping their pictures. People are bringing information. Like, if you want pageant friends and you want to be able to have pageant friends at 2 o'clock in the morning when you can't sleep, when it's too hot outside and you're trolling for an evening snack, we are always there. So come visit us, come visit me. I would love to see you in the kingdom, totally free, up to you. I want to see you though. Today, as I'm sure you know, we are here to talk about Miss Venezuela 2020. The girls are gearing up for their pageant. Venezuela is commencing with their competition and they have released some official photos of all of the contestants, which we are here to talk about. I do want to say thank you to whoever is running the Miss Venezuela competition. Thank you for putting together a nice cohesive page of background information on all of the girls. I think that that's something a lot of the countries should do and actively participate in. I don't think that they have the girls' past history as far as competitors, which is something that should be there because we do it for sports competitors. I feel like we should do it for the pageant girls as well. They're competitors. I treat them like sports competitors, and this is your ESPN for pageant news. Now, a very integral part of really identifying and judging the top competitors of any competition is watching their past performances, which is not readily available to all of us to see. All these girls do not have their walks uploaded on their Instagrams. You know I'm a stalker and I did go check most of them, but no. So today we are just judging the photos themselves, which is, you know, usually I don't want to judge a girl simply off of her photo, but you will find in this video, you can learn a lot about a competitor from a photo. And we're also going to get into some modeling tips today. I've been a model before. I know what is and is not supposed to happen. So we're going to throw some modeling tips in here and it'll probably help you the next time you want to take a killer selfie. Let's get into this. I have a top 7, not a top 10. Usually I do a top 10, but if I did a top 10, it'd have been a lie. A top 10 is not necessary here because not all of these pictures are noteworthy and I'm not forcing myself to go there. So I have a top 7. Grab my phone. I have a top 7 on my list. I'm gonna use the little Prince's iPad so that I can look at the pictures as we are going through this. It is a thing here amongst the courtiers that the Sovereign is very good at mispronouncing things, okay? It's a thing that happens. Everybody's learned to enjoy it. I'm going to do my best. I do typically look up the cities and countries and names of things beforehand, but sometimes I have a brain fart, as you have seen in past videos. I do have brain farts, okay? I will have a brain fart, or, you know, I'll just mix up my words. I don't know. I'm gonna do my best though, but enjoy. I really hope we're not having any focusing issues because my camera looks like it's doing weird stuff, but I'm gonna try to ignore this and continue on with the video. Do not make me smite thee. Okay, at number 7, we have Miss Falcone. She is a very beautiful woman, as they all are really, but I really like the intensity from this photo. She's looking directly into the camera. She seems very relaxed, but very focused in on the camera. But this picture is not as impressive as the other ones up in my list. However, still noteworthy because that face and that eye makeup is stunning. This picture very much worked for her. She looks mysterious, she looks sultry, she looks like she's thinking something dangerous, but you can't really put your finger on it. At number 6, I chose Miss Apure. I put her at number 6 because she decided to do something different from the other girls. A lot of the girls chose to be shot from similar angles. Miss Apure really stands out because she chose a different angle to be shot from. She is not as sultry as the other girls. Her photo comes off as a little bit more innocent, a little bit more timid. The way that her body is positioned is not so much of a dominant stance as it is a submissive one. She seems a little bit more meek, but you know, it might be a trap. We don't know. But she comes off as very cute. Her face is not as strong and striking as a lot of the other girls, but just for its sheer uniqueness and her ability to be different is noteworthy. At number 5, I have Miss Aragua. I hope I am doing okay with this. But the top 5 girls, you guys know how I am. The top 5 girls this is the danger zone. This is where they really were top of the line. They really were good. So Miss Aragua, her photo, hers is striking. She's hitting you right in the face with her eyes. Like, this is her totally in control of this photo. She looks sultry, she looks sexy, she looks dangerous. She looks like she could destroy you in 5 seconds if she wanted to, but it looks like she's thinking about it. I love the intensity of her eyes and that red lip. Some of the girls chose a red lip, which this works well on her. It looks phenomenal. I'm happy that she had her hair wet. Some of these girls, when they took their photos, they're in the water, but the water's not on them. They're not wet. They have almost no interaction or visibility within the water itself. They're just laying in it. And I'm just like, if you're going to be in this environment, become a part of this environment and interact with this environment. Some of the girls were in the water and their hair wasn't wet. Their face wasn't wet. Their body wasn't wet. And I'm just like, you can't do a shoot like this and keep a perfect, pristine presentation in the photo. It just looks fake and simulated. So I'm really happy. Like, had her hair not been wet in this photo, it just wouldn't have worked. This photo's great. Fabulous. The glow on the face, the intensity of the eye, the red of the lip. Beautiful, beautiful. At number 4, I have Miss Monagas. She comes off as very sweet. She seems not as dominating as the other girls, but a little bit more gentle, which is good. You should take photos that reflect how you feel and reflect your personality. So the feeling that I'm getting from her is more of a gentle soul, more of a sweet person. She comes off as very relaxed. Her face is to die for. Your face is to die for, sis. I love your face. She still has that sultriness, but it's not as hard. It's not as dominating as the other girls, but it still comes off as extremely natural, which is why I like it. Also, here's a little modeling tip that she demonstrates very well. When you are trying to model and you are either laying down or you're touching your face, as she seems to be doing in this photo, most educated models, ones that have experience, know when you're taking photos where you're actually laying or touching another object or another person, you don't actually want to make physical contact with the object. You can see her hand. It looks like she's laying on her hand, but she's not. What she's doing is actually suspending her head in the air and just placing her hand next to it so that it looks like she's laying on her hand. But if she actually were to be laying on her hand, you guys know what happens when you lay on stuff. Your face smashes. Like, you'll see the actual smush of your face, right? I have makeup on. I'm not gonna mess it up. But you can tell that her face is still very smooth and very, put together. She looks like she's laying on her hand, but she's not. So just modeling tip for everybody in the future, if you're trying to take a picture with a loved one, your kids, your husband, and you're trying to make it look gentle and soft and nice, when you take a photo like this and you're making contact with another object, you want to kind of suspend yourself next to the object, but don't actually touch it ever. Even when it comes to like touching your own arms or your own face, like you don't actually touch, you just kind of pretend and let it go there. And these little tips actually do play a role in the future photos that we're going to talk about, so I'm just letting you know now. Keep that in your head. At number 3, I have Miss Laguarda. Now, she's another one of the girls who's demonstrating what I just said in the previous photo. She is looking like she is laying on her hands, but she's not. She's actually suspending her own body in the air and just placing her hands near her face, so it gives the appearance of her being on them, but it doesn't distort her face. It still gives a very soft look. She was slaying the face in this photo. She's making eye contact with that camera. She has a very softer face. It's more of a meek come hither type of look than a very dominating face, like that very I am in control of this is my photo. It's a lot softer than some of the other girls, but I really like it. It probably suits her personality more, which is great. You definitely want to portray your personality in the photos that you take. Another modeling tip, here we go. When you are doing photos where your face is the focal point of the photo, not every type of photography focuses on the subject's face, but in beauty type photos where your face is the focus, putting your hands near your face really defines and draws attention to your face even more. It makes that shot a little bit more intense, and it adds intricacy and interest to the image. So if I'm just sitting here and it's just a picture of my face, like, hey, it's not as interesting as if I had my hands on my face in any type of way. That's a much more interesting photo, and I'm bringing this up because she put both of her hands near her face, very much framing and bringing your eye to her face even more. Then she killed it with her face. It was very soft, gentle, makeup stunning, hair is wet. Beautiful, very, very well done. And this is a girl who definitely has modeling experience, because you're not gonna get most amateur people doing the things with the hands and knowing how to place them properly. You're not gonna get that. Let's go to number 2. No, okay, look, here we go. Number 2 was a struggle for me. 1 and 2, I was bouncing back and forth on those, and I'm just like, because both of these photos are so good for different reasons. These were some good photos. These were good. You guys made me want to do a photo shoot, to be honest. At number 2, I have Miss Miranda, and I don't even have to pull up this photo because this photo is so unique. It is ingrained in my skull. I know what this photo looks like by memory. And why is this tablet? This is my brother's school tablet, so certain sites are restricted, and I don't know why it's not letting me pull up her photo, but it's letting me pull up other people's photos. Are you telling me this photo's just too hot for you? It's whatever. I know this photo by memory. Remember when I was talking about earlier how you really want to engage and become a part of whatever scenery you are in, whatever type of place that your photographer places you want to interact with your surroundings in that photo in some way. Miss Miranda did. And I really love the imperfection of this photo because it makes it seem even more natural. I bounced so far back and forth on putting this either 1 or 2, these photos. So she has messy hair and she has it in her face, which normally would be a sin. This would be something you don't do in a beauty shot unless it somehow brings more attention or frames a part of your face that makes the photo more interesting. In this case, it definitely makes the photo more interesting. It comes off as more natural. It's not nearly as forced. Her face is very intense, and the fact that she's ignoring the fact that she has that hair in her face makes it seem even more so. In this photo, she seems very at ease, but at the same time intensely focused on whatever it is she's looking at in this shot. Very beautiful, but she's also beautifully imperfect, which makes the shot even more beautiful. And we'll get into this later on in my channel and whatnot. This is part of the reason why I enjoy pageants, and I've stressed the fact that we do not want to airbrush imperfections, and I think that people should be more accepting of their imperfections, as I am. You guys know that I mispronounce stuff and I misspell stuff and I misspeak sometimes. Not that I don't know the information, but I might say the wrong thing. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I mix up my brother's names and whatnot. But people need to be more accepting of their imperfections because it's your imperfections that make you so unique and make you so interesting. It's the imperfection of this image that makes this image that much more interesting and makes it towards the top of my list. I almost put this image number 1 because of this. The only reason she's not number 1 is because of her hand. That's the only thing that I would critique in this photo, is the fact that her hand is just laying limp and dead on her leg, which some of you are like, well, it's a hand. Why are you on the hand? Like, let the hand be the hand. Let's get to number 1 and we can discuss hands. At number 1, don't even have to look at the list because I remember the photo, I remember the girl, I remember it's Miss New Sparta. Oh my goodness, Miss New Sparta. Miss New Sparta, you were modeling for your life. She was modeling for her soul in this photo. We're gonna break this photo down so that you understand just how good and just how well she was doing at her modeling, because I don't think models a lot of the time get the accolades that they deserve for the work that they put in, because it makes it look like, these photos look like they were easy to take. I see you, Miss New Sparta. I saw what you did. I see you there. Okay, first of all, her hair is wet, amazing makeup, intense face directly at the camera. Your face is stunning. Okay, her face is stunning. But the photo, oh my God, okay. Let's get on the angles real quick. Let's do a little bit of America's Next Top Model. Let me just show you what went down here. First, the angles. She has her arm in an angle, and normally you don't want to have your arm going directly into your head and disappearing because it looks like your arm is going through your head. But she made the perfect decision here, because not only is she adding an angle near her face that draws more attention to her face, she's keeping that hand out of her face, keeping her face the center stage, and that hand's not really being distracting in any way. She doesn't have any fingers in the way. It's just her face we're drawn to. Now, oh, love this. Her body. You arched that back, girl. You arched that back, sis, and I'm living for it. Her butt is shooting up to the heavens. Like, that back arch is something that she is forcing herself to do, and it's not easy to do, because look at her neck. That's another thing. Her neck is long, you guys. Her neck is long, and that is a #1 rule you want to do in photos. You never want to cover your neck, which some of these ladies did. You guys were the necklace wonders over here, but this girl, she let her neck show. It's a very unique angle. It's not necessarily a side shot. You can see a little bit of her body, but that shoulder is down, emphasizing that neck arch. That neck arch connects into the back arch. That booty is shot up to the heavens. I am living for what you did, because you guys don't understand how difficult it is to take a shot like this. Her body was hurt. In order to take physically take a shot like this, she has to be pushing her shoulders down while arching her neck up, while laying down and arching her back and lifting her butt with her pelvic muscles and legs to the sky. Like, there's so much muscle control and action working that I guarantee if she held this pose for longer than 3 seconds, the girl was in pain to take this photo. I see you, girl. And not only that, she was modeling from head to toe. Fingers to toes, she was modeling. Look at the hand. This is the mark of a model. This is the mark of a model. I get so excited over pretty girls. Whatever, okay, whatever. We like it. Look at her hand. Her hand is modeling, literally. When you are a true model, you know that you model with not only your face, but your body. And even if your hand is in the photo, you don't just want to have a limp hand, right? On anything. You don't want to just throw a limp hand. You need to make every part of that photo elegant. She is modeling with her hand as well. You can see she's got a little ballerina fingers going on there. She modeled from head to toe. Not only that, the hand is suspended out of the water, which means during this photo, she's holding up her neck, she's pressing down her shoulder, she's arching her back, she's holding up that leg, she's keeping that face intact and suspending that arm and fingers just above the water to make it look so delicate. I'm applauding this woman just as a model. As a model, girl, you were killing it. You were going for it. I see what you did, and I feel like people don't know how hard you worked for that photo, but I see you. I see you, and I clap for you. So those are my top 7 photos of the competition. Now, just because they have beautiful photos does not mean these girls are going to win the competition by any means. I did do a little bit of diving into the backgrounds of some of the girls. Not all of them have their past information or walks or things like that on their Instagrams, but Miss New Sparta for one does. And I checked in on her, and she is a former competitor in the United States. She made the top 5 in New Jersey, I believe it was, which is no minor feat, but this was in November of 2019. So I was watching her performance, because you know that I will, watched, as beautiful as she is and as wonderful as a photo that she takes, United States performances, period, are not gonna cut it in Venezuela. They're not gonna, Venezuela is the country of my nightmares, okay? In the list of countries I do not wanna compete against, Venezuela's number 1, Philippines you're number 2. And the only reason is because, like, both of those countries will kill you. It just depends on what type of death you wish to have. Like, I feel Philippines is a little bit more nice in the way that they kill you. Venezuela will slay you in your sleep. So, country of my nightmares. Miss USA walks and presentations will not fly in Venezuela. You guys have heard me say it in other videos. South American countries, particularly Venezuela and Colombia, are the masters of precision. They are extremely precise in their engineering of onstage performances. Meanwhile, the Philippines are, like I said, the artists. The United States does not have the technical ability to keep up with most Venezuelan competitors. And from what I've seen from Miss New Sparta, girl, telling you as a fan who likes to see you, and girl, you can take a picture. You need to kick it up when it comes to onstage performances, because I checked into the number 2 photo, which was Miss Miranda, I believe. Yes, I checked into her, and she kills it. Her performance is precise. She's a Venezuelan competitor. So I expect that she's going to do better on stage than Miss New Sparta, and I really worry about Miss New Sparta because you're from the United States, and it's no shade to her. I'm just like, I'm talking about the United States as a whole, okay? Even the current Miss USA. If I sent her to Venezuela for whatever reason to compete with Venezuelan beauty queens, I'm not sure she could cut it. Like, it's a totally different ball game down there, and they're so good on stage. So though Miss New Sparta is my number 1 spot here in the photo category, hopefully she's fixing her onstage performance, because I see at least 2 to 3 girls who are going to absolutely kill on stage. And I mean, I expect nothing less from Venezuelan competitors, so look out for them. But thank you for being here with me to talk about Miss Venezuela 2020. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the girls. Who is your favorite? What is the information that you know? that I do not know. Let us all in, come to the kingdom and drop your info there, because we talk extensively about what's going on in pageant world down there, among other things. We talk about everything, okay? You guys are my friends. But like I said, thank you for being here, and make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you are not a member of my court. Really? Seriously? You haven't hit the subscribe button yet? Like, okay. Maybe you can still do it now, you know. It's over there. It's right over there. There, it's over there. Hit the subscribe button and join us. I would love to see you again. I love you and I will miss you, but you know I will be back in a future video. Bye.